Hello, today we're going to talk about using graphs, charts, and tables with the measures of central tendency. We're often given data in graphs, charts, and tables. So as we look at this first table, let's look at the information it's regarding. February of 2015 was the fifth coldest February on record in Buffalo, New York. The table below shows the daily low temperatures for the last 5 days of the month. So as we look at this, Tuesday was the low temperature was 18 degrees, Wednesday was 3 degrees, Thursday was 4 degrees, and Friday and Saturday were both negative 2 degrees. The question is, which of these measures is the best to describe the center of the data? And you're asked to find each of these measures, and then we'll make that decision. So let's find the mean. What word do we think of when we talk about the mean? Well, hopefully you said average. That's the word we're thinking about. So we find the average by finding the sum, and we divide that by the number of data items. The more that we see this and talk about it, the more we memorize it. So please add those numbers and find the sum. The sum is 21, and we're noticing that there's 5 data items, 5 temperatures they give us. So when we divide, please, 21 divided by 5. And the mean is 4 2/10. Now let's go on to the median. The median, the clue word for median would be the middle. We're looking for the middle of the data. However, we must put it in order, so I don't want to just go up here and circle 4 as the middle, because that would be incorrect. It must be in order first. So we're going to start by the lowest number, -2. There's another -2, then 3, 4, and 18. So now we have this in order, and we're going to cross off one on the front, one on the back, second one in front and back, and the center of the data. The median is 3. Let's move on to the mode. As we look at the data, you can probably see either from the list that we just created, or you can look up the chart and see that there's 2 -2s. So that is the number we see the most, and that's the clue word for mode. So -2 is the mode. And finally, the range. Well, we find the range by taking the highest number minus the lowest number. So another way to think about range is the word difference. What's the difference between the highest and lowest? So the highest number is 18, and we're going to take away the lowest number, which is -2. Now, be very careful when you're working with positives and negatives and you're subtracting, because the minus sign is a minus sign and the negative sign is a negative sign. So if you did this without the calculator, we'd probably do what we call keep, change, and that would become 18 plus 2. Or if you put it in the calculator, it will give you the right answer, and the answer should be 20. So we're asked, once again, if we go back to the question, we're asked which of the measures is the best to describe the center of the data. And I want to start out talking about the range. Well, the range is not a center of the data. It's telling us the spread. So it is not even talking about the center of the data. So it's not a center of data. It's the spread, the difference from the lowest to the highest. So that would not be one we would choose. Let's look at the mean. Let's go back up and talk about the mean. Well, if we look at all of our data, -2, -2, 3, 4, and 18, 4.2 or 4 2/10 would be about here. Okay, 4 2/10. And if I look at that, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 data items that are less than 4.2 and only one that's above it. So we're going to say that the mean is not the best because 4 of the data items are less than the mean. Let's look at the median. The median is 3, and as if I look at it, it's in the center, so there's 2 numbers below and 2 numbers above. It turns out 2 numbers are both the same, but they're negative, and then 2 numbers above here are positive, and there's kind of what we might refer to as an outlier. This is much larger than the rest of the numbers. However, this is pretty much is the center of the numbers. So I think so far the median is the best. And if we take one more of the measures of central tendency, let's kind of circle this. We'll come back and talk about it. That's the mode. Well, if we look at the mode, there's 2 numbers that are negative, but 3 numbers that are positive. And there's a spread of 5 between these. So that the mode in this case is not the best description of the center. So out of all the 3 that are actually centers of data, the median would be the best. So we're going to write that. The median is the best measure to describe the center of the data. Because by process of elimination, the mode is negative, and the majority of the data is positive. The mean is higher than 4 of the data items. So the median is the winner of this particular situation. So now let's look at one more situation that we haven't addressed yet. Let's go to number 2. Data is often organized in a line plot as seen below. Line plots organize data from least to greatest for us. So you can see they've created a number line, and the plots are, so to speak, are where there's an X. That means it's 36, another 36, 37, 38, 38, 38, 39. So they've also, this puts it in order for us, which is lovely. So they ask us, based on the line plot, find the range of the dollars spent shopping and show your work. Well, the line plot, once again, is kind of nice because we can tell that the highest number that we see is 44, and the lowest number we see is 36. Now, you may say, well, I see 35 and 45 on the line, but you do not see it plotted or charted. So 44 minus 36 equals 8. So the range is 8. And because it says dollars, I think I'm going to write that dollar sign on there. So let's go to letter B. Letter B says, based on the line plot above, find the mean, which is the average, dollars spent shopping. Show your work. So just because there's a number of data items, this will be a little bit time intensive, but not terribly time intensive. We just need to use our calculator to help us. So we're going to need to find the sum, which we're going to divide by the number of data items. So just to be clear, as I look at this line plot, here's what I'm going to be adding. I'm going to add 36 plus 36, which are here and here, 37. Then I see 3 38s, 39, and then there's no 40, there's no 41, but I see 2 42s, 2 43s, and 2 44s. So would you pause and use your calculator and find that sum or that total? I always choose, and I strongly encourage you to do the same thing. I add my data twice. That should be 520. So the sum of all the data is 520, and let's count how many numbers we have. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we're going to divide by 13. That's the number of data items. So when you pause and take 520 divided by 13, the answer is 40. So the question says the mean of the dollars spent shopping is $40. And you're going to notice that wasn't necessarily a number that was plotted. However, it does look like it's in the center of the data. It falls in the center between 36 and 44. That's a good number. So now let's go to the very last question. It says, based on the line plot above, find the median of the dollars spent shopping and show your work. So let me show the line plot again. I'm going to go ahead and erase what I've written here. So as I look at this, it looks like that's laid out pretty well, and I'm noticing that they're kind of in groups. So maybe if we kind of group the data, we already said that there's 13 items from finding the mean. So we know that we're going to find a number that's exactly in the middle. So that means there should be 6 numbers below and 6 numbers above, because I'm going to have the middle number, the 7th number, is going to be exactly in between the bottom 6 numbers and the top 6 numbers. And we could do that just in groups of 2 if it makes you more comfortable. But I could do this, for instance. I could eliminate 2 here and 2 here, and then 2 here and 2 here. Could eliminate the next 2 here and the next 2 here, or I could have just chosen a group of 6 and a group of 6, and right in the middle is 39. So the median of this data, and by showing our work, we did it basically on the line plot. It is indeed $39. So let's write that. Another way is to put it in order like we did here. So we have this in order. We can eliminate 3 from the top and 3 from the bottom, 3 from the top and 3 from the bottom, and again we would indeed get 39. So line plots are very nice for this because they basically organize the data for us. Thanks for listening and have a great day.